Let's look at the state of the race, everyone. Take a look at this picture. And this snapshot gives you an understanding of the intensity of the race, the caliber of people. Perhaps going to be one of the most intense race that we have seen in our political history, especially in the Fourth Republic. Look at some of the faces that might be on the ballot. For now, these are the names that we know. For sure, Bola Ahmed Tinubu of the APC forms a field, and we're seeing all of the activities around is the nomination forms. Atiku Abubakar filled the form, submitted it. Rotimi Amechi has done the same thing. Some of the new entrants include the likes of Governor Seyi Makinde of Oyo State, the likes of Mr. Ayatuddin, the SDP presidential candidate, Mr. Adewale Adebayo, a lawyer, and also Peter Obi, former 2023 presidential candidate of the Labour Party, now in the NDC, and Mr. Ayatuddin, of course, of ADC, formerly of the PDP. Sandy Ono and Seyi Makinde on one hand, in PDP and APM, an alliance that they're trying to form. Sandy Ono of the PDP. And these are some of the names that we do know. And it's going to be perhaps one, oh my dear, a race that you need to look out for. If you thought that 2023 race was intense, when you saw Bola Tinubu, Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi, Kwankwaso, you now see a multiplicity or more people on the ballot this time around. The possibility of having Bola Tinubu and Atiku Abubakar, Peter Obi on the ballot, or probably a Seyi Makinde on the ballot is now very high. It means one thing. You might see Bola Tinubu and Shettima, Atiku and Amechi or Atiku, whichever be the case, or Amechi or Tambuwal, whichever the case may be, and SDP, Oluwole, Peter Obi and Kwankwaso possibility, Ayatuddin if possible, and Seyi Makinde with Bala Mohammed, they say. These are the names that have come up, but how intense will these races be? Let me speak with one of ADC, chieftain and a lawyer. He was a spokesperson to the Labour Party Presidential Campaign Council last time around in 2023. Mr. Kenneth Okonkwo is our guest tonight in this first phase of the program. Thanks so much indeed for your time tonight.
Thank you very much, and thank you, viewers.
Appreciate it.
Joining us.
So, we saw more activities in your party, the ADC, today.
Sure.
Atiku Abubakar, Rotimi Amechi. A lot of people that thought that those people will pair since the exit of Peter Obi.
Oh, well, thank you for pointing out that there are more activities in ADC than in any other political party. That's because it's reflective of our position. We are the coalition of all the opposition leaders. And having coalesced, it is very straightforward what will happen in 2027. Welcome to the regime of ADC in Nigeria by 2027. You could see that you had North, you had the South, you had everybody assembling and backing up the ADC. That is what is going to happen in 2027. That's what we saw today.
The NDC had fundamentally zoned to the south and made it clear. And there are those who say that it clearly pushing or looking like a Peter Obi to clinch the ticket of the NDC. But in your political party, does that look like a policy that you might adopt, trying to cede the ticket to a region of the country?
Well, I can tell you categorically. In 2023, when it was obvious that the North had done ATAs, none of the parties zoned. None. And now, Tinubu had done 4 years. People are now talking about South. Do you know what that means? The last time somebody did ATAs in Nigeria was Olusegun Obasanjo from Southwest. Now Tinubu is in power and has done 4 years, and people are talking about ATA arrangement. That's hypocritical. Does it mean that it's only when it is Southwest that is in power that you remember to do the ATA? Some people raise the argument when we say that the North has already had it for 10 years and the South for 18 years. Some people raise the argument, no, this thing started 1960 Let us check the leadership structure. And I ask, when Goodluck Jonathan was in power, was he a Northerner? When they stopped him from doing ATAs, were they trying to stop the South or the North from bridging the gap that the North has over the South? Hypocrisy. Tinubu cut off the regime of Goodluck Jonathan, and he did not do ATAs. And now Tinubu is telling you that he should be allowed to do ATAs on the formula of ATA structure. That is fraudulent. As far as I am concerned, in 2027, I told Nigerians that any party that is telling you that zoning to the South is working for Tinubu, and when they doubted me, immediately PDP said they have zoned to the South. People came from PDP and say, sorry, it is to Tinubu. We are not going to bring out a presidential candidate. And now you said NDC has zoned to the South. Recall that NDC, they are mere renegades from ADC. And the reason they went there is because they are scared of participating in primary elections.
Who are those renegades?
NDC.
I mean, is it fair to refer to those who are who legitimately, who constitutionally decided to pitch their tent in with a certain group? Then the Constitution guaranteed them the freedom of alliances, of grouping, of membership, of association. Why would you call them a renegade? Who exactly is a renegade to you based on their action in that party?
Okay. And maybe I was even too lenient. Maybe let me say they are political con men.
Who exactly are you talking about?
Okay. Let's look at it this way. They came into the coalition.
Who are they?
On their own.
Who are they?
I am talking about P2B and Kwankwaso. They came into the coalition on their own. And they said coalition is the best and the only method to send Tinubu packing, by their own words. And on their own, without any reason, they left for NDC. Is that not being a con man? But
don't they have the right to change their minds? Don't you change your mind as a human being?
Very good.
So is it a crime now to change one's mind if you see that your association is fraught and is not aligning with your purpose?
And you didn't know that such association is not aligning before you entered, and you didn't have any reason for going except that you want power. Let me put it this way. And why did I use the word con man? Let's talk about P2B, for instance. In 2019, P2B was the vice presidential candidate of Atiku Abubakar. The Constitution in section 142 said the vice president is an associate of the president. An associate means you are joined with, aligned with, connected with somebody. And P2B was the chief spokesperson, the master strategist, the campaign officer for the South, for Atiku Abubakar. P2B was the one who led Atiku Abubakar into the campaign in 2019. Then from nowhere, in 2027, after Atiku had brought you out to national politics, you are now creating the impression with your toxic followers that Atiku is not qualified to be president, that Atiku is this and that.
P2B has toxic followers?
Very, very street urchins.
You are one of them.
I was. Why did I leave? I told you that in 2023, before I even came into the campaign, I had never sat down with P2B to discuss. And I read up about him, I read up about Atiku Abubakar. I wanted somebody from the Southeast to be president. And of course, I campaigned, and I believe we won that election. After winning the election, what happened? He could not secure his own victory. And that was when I knew that I had a problem with this person. I spent 240 days about that in the court. I spent almost 2 years campaigning. And after, we believed that we won. And you could not make any sacrifice to secure your own winning. And let me say one thing.
Is that fair to say he did not make any sacrifice?
What did
he paid lawyers?
Mm-hmm.
He went around saying he won that election. Mm-hmm. What else do you want him to do?
He went around saying he won that election. Let me ask you one question. What is his path to victory in 2027? I will give you an example. There was one man, an incumbent president from the South. He contested an election. He won all the election in Southeast. He won all the election in South-South. He won substantially, made almost 25% in the whole of Southwest, and won almost 25% in the whole of Northern region. Yet, he lost the election. And he had the army, the police, the navy, and the air force in his power. And yet, he lost the election. I'm talking about Goodluck Jonathan. And you, Peter Obi, without the army, without the police, without the air force, without the navy, without any power, you want to face an incumbent, Tinubu, that has vowed to snatch power, to grab it, and to run away with it. He did it to you in 2023. You did nothing. And now he's an incumbent. You think you can go alone and win a Tinubu? You must be a joker. And that's why I said that is con job.
What makes you think this is your illusion?
Yes.
And this is your...
It's not an illusion.
No.
It's a fact.
When you
it happened to Goodluck Jonathan, an incumbent from South.
The way you describe Bola Tinubu and all of that is... stating that, what makes you then think that Atiku or any other person can do the same if Peter Obi cannot do it?
Very good.
You think Peter Obi is unfit to match Bola Tinubu, right? That's what you think?
Absolutely.
So you think Atiku can match Bola Tinubu?
Remember what I said in your studio one time. I said if the opposition cannot come together to act as one, they should as well go and endorse Tinubu. I said it here.
Is that what is going on right now?
No, what is going on is that a coalition has already been formed. So whoever goes out of the coalition alone does nothing to the coalition.
And you don't think that the coalition has now been lightened? The weight has been, is more or less feathered weight with Peter Obi exiting Kwankwaso. That's almost a 2 million vote on the face value that is gone. Peter Obi almost 7 million votes as at the last count that is gone. You're talking about 8 million votes in two personalities that gone away from the coalition you are mentioning.
What you're talking about is rehashing 2023. I'm talking about 2027.
In political science, history and patterns are very key.
Let me tell you the consequences of what you're saying and why the South-South and Southeast is going to vote differently. From 2015, when Goodluck Jonathan lost the election because of the South-South-Southeast, they have been marginalized by the successive presidents because they did not align with them. In 2027, the South-South and the Southeast will align with the coalition party, with the North. And when they align, they will win Tinubu. And if they win Tinubu, all their marginalization will come to an end. Remember, in ADC, we are going to allow everybody to contest. And whoever wins, the whole coalition will support the person. History has shown that any party that does that, by any time, they win election. They did it in 2015. They did it in 2023. And they are going to do it in 2027. But here is the catch. And I'm trying to tell you why Peter Obi will lose the entire Southeast. Have you not heard of the slogan, Obi or nothing? First of all, that slogan is an abomination culturally in Igbo land. In Igbo land, there is something we call Somadina. Somadina means that I will not be the only person that will thrive. I will not be the only person that will succeed. I will not be the only person that will leave. And now, Peter Obi or nothing. Let me take you back to 1979. Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe ran under the MPP. And Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe knew that the votes of Ndi Igbo alone will not make him president. Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe had a brother, Alex Ekweme. He was running under MPN. Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe was very respectful of him. He did not tell Ekweme to leave MPN. At the end of the day, what happened? MPN won the election, and an Igbo man was vice president. Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe, the NPP leader, he still did not have any problem with MPN. He joined MPN and aligned with MPN. And Ndi Igbo produced also the Speaker of the House of Representatives, having lost an election at the federal level. We produced our governors, and because of the alignment, we produced the vice president, and because of the alignment, we also produced the Speaker of the House of Representatives. And this we did 9 years after the war. And somebody here is telling me, Obi or nothing, That is an abomination in Igbo land.
Why is this diatribe against Peter Obi so strong in you? What did Peter Obi do? Is there a personal difference you have with him? Did he offend you?
Thank you for this question. I am telling you that anybody that wants to preside over me as president in Nigeria must be interrogated. I've not even said anything against Peter Obi compared to what I said against the other presidential candidate in 2023. Let me tell you, I have no personal grudges against anybody in my life. I am a man in search of the soul of Nigeria. I am going to get it in my lifetime. A good president will restore this country, will restore the Igbo people, the marginalization of Igbo people will go. And any human being from Igbo land that wants to destroy the destiny of Igbo because of your selfishness, I will come after you and make sure that you don't block Igbo from getting what they get, what they should get. Let me also take you to 1999. In 1999, the people of the Southwest, they said it is their turn because of what happened with MKO Abiola. And you know what? They gave it as a condition that all the political parties must present somebody from the Southwest. Let me ask, if there are no Southwest people in all the political parties, would they be able to achieve that? Olufalaye and Olusegun Obasanjo eventually emerged as the presidential candidate of all the parties that were available. Now, if you come to Igbo land and you're saying it's one person or nothing, so whatever happens to that one person, Ndi Igbo will be wiped out for that particular election cycle. In 1999, only Yoruba people contested for the presidency. I am looking forward to a time where only Ndi Igbo will contest for the presidency of Nigeria. It has happened before. We are the only people in the South that has not produced the president. They must allow us to produce the president. Let me challenge the APC. If the APC today zones this ticket to Southeast, because when they talk about zoning, it is a way to deny Ndi Igbo of what is their own turn. If APC zones this ticket to Southeast, just like Atiku Abubakar said in 2023, Atiku Abubakar said, if you zone this ticket to Southeast PDP, I will not contest. If APC zones it to Southeast, I will tell ADC to zone it immediately to Southeast. And if they don't, I'll campaign for APC. Take my word for it.
So you are basically an ethnic-oriented person.
Thank you for that question.
You just wanted your man from your clan,
yes,
for an Igbo man to be president. That's your grouse.
Thank you very much for that question. Because if you vote for Tinubu again in 2023, the Southwest will have it for 16 years. And they've had vice president for 8 years. And Ndi Igbo has not had it at all. No vice president, no president. It has nothing to do with ethnicity. It has something to do with justice. And I am telling you that the only reason I'm saying there should be alignment is exactly what Tinubu did. Tinubu did not recognize that Jonathan has not done 8 years. He aligned with the North and defeated Jonathan so that he could create the avenue for him to come back and become president. That is what I am doing. I am going to make all the necessary alignment to make sure that somebody from the Southeast becomes president or vice in 2027 and become president thereafter. It has nothing to do with ethnicity. I fought for Yaradua. When Yaradua died, I wrote an article why Jonathan should not run in 2011 for the North to complete their 8 years. Nobody heard me. The article is there. It was published in Sun. It was published in Lawmaker.
That same Jonathan,
when Jonathan came in, I said
Jonathan
should be allowed to finish his 8 years so that you don't correct a mistake with another mistake. They did not listen to me. They cut off Goodluck Jonathan's time. And now Tinubu is coming. And you're telling me 8-year arrangement is unacceptable to me.
The same Jonathan is probably going to be on the ballot too, because we're hearing that, that there are possibility of him being on the ballot. But yes, the crucial question here is that you look at the ADC that is currently formed, and one would imagine that the promises that we have heard from the leaders who have joined the coalition is that they are going to stick, no matter who becomes the candidate, they are going to stick together.
Yes.
But you're not sticking together right now. And there are those who say that the easier Tinubu's pathway to victory is now surer than it was a month ago.
Thank you for that. And that's why I say P2B and Kwankwaso are working for Tinubu. Because what you said is absolutely correct. whoever walks away from the coalition is working for Tinubu. I think I saw Shekaro saying that Kwankwaso and himself, they are working for Tinubu. He made that an open declaration, and I agree with him.
And I was going to ask you earlier that Goodluck Jonathan coming into the fray, has it changed anything? Has it made things more complex?
Well, if he comes in, he makes things more complex for Tinubu. Bless his soul, let him come in. But
how does it make it complex for Tinubu? Why not for Atiku? Why not for Peter Obi? Why not for Kwankwaso or
the only votes he's going to reduce is that of Tinubu. He cannot reduce our votes. The people that believe that Tinubu should not be there for second term will vote for the coalition. They will not vote for anybody else. Then if anybody would have voted for Tinubu, they are the people that can vote for any other person else. But you know what? I think Goodluck Jonathan eventually may not run. He is enjoying his peace now, being regarded as one of the most respected leaders in Africa. It is still the same team of people that made him to be the most cursed president in 2015 because they wanted power. They dubbed him clueless. They dubbed him hopeless. And today, they are still now the ones that are more clueless than himself. And so he's enjoying his retirement in peace as one of the most respected leaders in Africa.
But, I mean, would that illusion be right, considering the economic state of things in Nigeria today? Would you say that this government is clueless? Are you right in your assertion when you say this government is clueless economy-wise? Because they say the policies, if we have not taken some of those steps, it have been a disastrous run for us as a people.
So you do not understand that this government is a con government.
You used that word on your fellow ADC members earlier.
No, the ones that left ADC, sorry, they are not fellow ADC, they are NDC. They are working for Tinubu in NDC. NDC is Tinubu's party. So they've joined all in the con business.
Tinubu party? That's
yes. Which question would you want me to answer?
The ones relating to the economy.
Good.
And what this government has done.
The World Bank said that 40% of the revenue accruable to Nigeria that ought to come into the budget system does not make it to the budget system. What does that mean? Nigeria is being conned. Almost 50% of their revenue. 3 budgets are being administered at the same time. This is illegal. This is unconstitutional. What is that? That is a con job because even the National Assembly does not even know the one they are oversighting. 2025, 2026, the National Assembly openly admitted that capital budget is not financed. Meanwhile, all the money necessary to be borrowed in order to finance this budget was over-borrowed. So you are here. A government is conning you, as in con men, and it is obvious. Why do you think our men are being killed in the field? They don't have the necessary equipment to fight, no night vision equipment to fight, because no necessary budget is made for them.
Right.
People die every day in Plateau, including today, after President Tinubu has promised that it will never happen again. Do you believe a man who said, don't vote for me if I do not give you power? And he still contested. What is he contesting to do? He said in Kigali that the youth will vote you out if you do not listen to them. And he has already been voted out by himself because he said, don't vote for me
Mr. Kenneth,
if I do not reform.
Well, the campaign period is almost here, and we'll have opportunity to scrutinize more policy. Thank you so much indeed, as always. I appreciate your time tonight.
Thank you.
Well, that's our show for today, everyone. Many thanks for watching. I'm Sean Wakimale. God bless Nigeria.